I know that you guys tune in to get your latest wacky news about YouTube drama, since I, as a creator, walk the endless plains that are the metaverse currently being constructed by Mark Zuckerberg and his goons. But today I break out of my virtual prison. I snuck the guard 2 NFTs and now I'm free. Free to wander into the real world. Wait, what's that? What's trending on Twitter? That's right, boys. I'm not really a sports dude, but I do know a good bit of drama when I see one. And man, is this Matthew Stafford fellow in the thick of it today. They call LA the city of broken dreams for a reason. And man, did he learn that lesson literally. Because just after winning the Super Bowl, our boy, Matthew Stafford, found himself being canceled on Twitter. And no, this wasn't the usual Minecraft stands going crazy because Stafford didn't break out to sing Dream's Mask song at the Super Bowl after party karaoke session. We're talking a category 5 hurricane force cringe level of cancellation. But what did he do? Well, he did nothing, and that's the problem. You see, at a Super Bowl after event, a photographer was going to take a photograph of Mr. Stafford, and she accidentally took a step backward and fell off the stage. It was a pretty big fall too, fracturing her spine. And Matthew Stafford, who clearly sees this happen, just turns around, takes a sip of water, and walks away. Meanwhile, his wife, who was right next to him, does the human thing and runs to go check to see if the photographer is okay. Here's a video of it. Don't worry, there's nothing too graphic shown in it. You can just see her take the step off the edge, but not the aftermath or anything. This is the MattyO channel and not Live Leak. So people are pretty mad at him for not even pretending like he cares whether or not this lady is okay. You can almost hear him think the words, "That is not my problem," as he turns around and hides from the realities of life. If he'd just gone over to the side of the stage and had looked just a tiny bit concerned, he probably would have made it on the news as a hero for trying to help. But now he's getting destroyed by 11-year-olds on Twitter. Now, I mean, I think we can all understand what was going through his head. He had just won the Super Bowl as the quarterback of the LA Rams, and now, through no fault of his own, he's seen a woman fall off a stage, and he's probably just thinking that he's a big shot and he doesn't have to do anything. Somebody else will do it for him. Plenty of other people around, plenty of other people saw it. Let them deal with it, he's probably thinking. Which, despite being the obviously wrong thing to do in this case, you can't entirely bring yourself to hate on him for it, because there's this tiny little pesky tiny thing in psychology called the bystander effect. Hey guys, it's Editing MattyO here, just interrupting for a second to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. As a small but growing channel, those 3 things really do help out a lot. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to it. Basically, the bystander effect is a phenomenon where something goes wrong in an area with tons of people around and nobody does anything to help because they just assume that somebody else will step in to help and has already called the police or done whatever needs to be done. Now, being affected by the bystander effect and allowing someone to suffer without offering to help is pretty shitty, but it is the thing that happens. It's why if you ever find yourself in the middle of an emergency in a crowd, you either need to be the one to take action yourself or you need to help out and start giving out specific commands to specific people. Because if you command someone in the crowd to call the cops, they will, because they no longer assume that someone else is going to do it because you made it their responsibility. In the video, we can clearly see that Stafford's wife isn't affected by the bystander effect and actually goes over to check on the fallen woman. So if you ever find yourself in a scenario like this, make sure you act like her, not like Matthew Stafford. Also, despite all the people who were outraged at Matthew Stafford's lack of action, there were actually a lot of other people online defending him for some reason, despite him actually being in the wrong here. I mean, come on guys, it's not a high bar. All he would have had to do here is to show just a tiny bit, a little bit of genuine concern and compassion, and not just to allow the bystander effect to take control of his body and turn around and walk away sipping his water. I mean, just because you think that others are going to deal with something doesn't mean that you don't have to at least think about if the person is okay or not. You can just, all he would have to do is put just a little bit of concern on his face and not just turn around. Now, I'm not sure if it's genuine fans who were defending him or if Matthew Stafford's PR team fired up Skynet to produce an army of bots, because there were a lot of people and they were all puppeting the same points. And they're pretty basic takes, guys. Like, well, he doesn't have medical training, so what could he have actually done to help her? Or, well, you're not supposed to move someone who's injured their back, so he could have only made the situation worse by going to help. But neither of those things absolve him from the basic human response of empathy and caring about other people and just walking over to ask if she's all right and maybe helping to call for some kind of medical team, because it really wouldn't be that hard to be an actual human being and care a little bit. Outside of using the bystander effect as an excuse, there really isn't any reason for any actual real human being to defend him. What he did, or rather what he didn't do, was clearly morally wrong and definitely the wrong move for his career. So if you're on Twitter as part of the Matthew Stafford defense force, you should really probably touch grass, since no matter how big a parasocial relationship you develop with him, he is never gonna know your name. This guy should just take his relatively minor L and lay low for a while. I mean, it's kind of a bad way to end one of the best weeks of your life with the Super Bowl win and everything, but hey, he did bring it on himself. I'm also really not sure why this blew up so much that it hit my Twitter timeline. I mean, I don't really follow too many sports guys. It's like people haven't realized by now that most professional athletes are just good at sports and are terrible at being people. I mean, there's hardly a month that goes by where we don't see some athlete doing something they shouldn't be doing. Remember Aaron Hernandez from the Patriots? For some reason, these dudes, these professional athletes who have it made, they just have a habit of doing things that completely ruin their public images and throw away their careers. Now, I'm not going out and saying that this is going to tank Matthew Stafford's career in any way, because realistically, this is a minor thing. But now he has a reputation, and if something similar happens in the future, people are going to be watching him like a hawk, and he's going to have to be out there, you know, on his knees crying, asking if somebody's helping, being the most concerned person on the field, because now he's developed a reputation for not caring about other people, and that's not a great reputation to have. As for the photographer who fell, it seems like she's doing okay. Like I said earlier, it's being reported that she has fractured her spine, which is, you know, pretty bad as far as things go, but she's alive, and that's pretty much all you can ask for when you fall from a really big height. And the Rams, and I think Matthew Stafford, the way that they worded the press release was kind of confusing. They're going to be picking up the bill for her hospital stay and the cost of her camera equipment that broke when she fell off the stage, which really is a nice gesture. So hopefully she makes a full recovery, and hopefully she can put this behind her and everybody can put it behind them. Because as far as the Twitter drama goes, this was a big one. Hopefully we don't forget the actual human behind it, and hopefully she gets better. What do you guys think? Do you care about sports ball at all? Or should I stick to covering the internet micro celebrities we all know and love? Regardless of your answer, thank you so much for watching to this point, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, and God bless you.